Welcome. Welcome back to this another live session traders for the second. So it's 19th of November and we are progressing towards NFP. Welcome. Starting with calendar here. So we are progressing towards absolutely very volatility. This is what I'm looking at the market at the moment. We can see that coming up FOMC later today and also tomorrow coming up NFP. So looking at the market structure to see that on gold, and I'm also interested on looking at dollar yen, which is currently on a pullback, and there might be potential trading opportunity in dollar yen as well as especially gold is breaking out, guys. This is what I was waiting on for gold. Good day, welcome. Gold is breaking out. Ready to enter a gold trade here. So you see that there is a bullish breakout on gold as we expected here in that market. And after this initial breakout on gold that we have seen, there was significantly bullish momentum here in that market on gold. And if we look at the lower time frame price action here on gold, we can see that from the 1 hour perspective, there is a stronger bullish breakout. If you look at the daily price action here, the market is approaching to significantly important daily resistance line here. And this bounce that you can see on gold might be starting a potentially new uptrending market structure. From the weekly, we can see the prices approach that weekly high, and that weekly high might bring the price back above here. We see there was a complete break to the upside, and with this break to the upside here, we're going to see a new higher high, and I'm looking at an entry here as the market structure is significantly bullish at the moment on gold. After this pretty stronger bullish impulse, this is the 50 minutes price action, we might see a potential pullback here in that market. We might see a break of structure. This is what I'm looking at for an entry from a break of structure. There has been significant bullish impulse here, and you can see just now there is a break of structure in this market. And ready for an entry. We see that there is a potential breakup trend line here on gold, and that breakup trend line on gold is now the price is below the support level, and where we are expecting the market to potentially move back here to the upside in that market. And that's where here is support. And in that support level, what we are looking at this market structure to potentially bounce back here and then to create potentially new higher high. Once the market managed to break this resistance line, we might see a potentially new higher high, and it is a long-term bull market, so I'm fully looking at potential bullish setup. as soon as the market shows up. Are you guys ready? This is the 10 EMA that you can see the market testing and getting that potential rejection back here in that market. The lower time frame price action showing significantly bullish price action here on the lower time frame. There is a break of support, and that break of support not necessarily to be a reversal but to be a pullback, and I'm waiting to see that potentially where the market is heading. In the meantime, traders, if you're here, if you're enjoying the live session, make sure you like this stream. You're looking at an entry, and before I progress further, make sure you like this stream. Have you liked? And also subscribe to the channel. So to begin with, now the daily market structure that I'm looking at, first of all, we'll be looking at the multiple time frame analysis to see potential trading opportunity here in this market. Now looking at the multiple time frame analysis, first of all starting with the daily chart, and then we'll be also looking at the weekly and also the monthly price action. Now looking at daily, we can see that this is a long-term bull market. And the previous daily candlestick pattern that we have seen was a pin bar. Now this daily pin bar was a significant rejection from this price, from this order block. And that rejection that you can see on the daily time frame is a big bounce back to the upside here in this market. Therefore, if we look at today's market, as soon as the price opened, that we have seen there is an initial bounce back to the upside here. Now I'm going to the 4-hour chart to see what kind of market structure it has created. From the 4-hour time frame, if you look at, there is a initial bounce, and you can see the price now on a pullback. So there is a significant bullish impulse that you have seen in this market, and that bull market we are looking at entry. So are you bullish or bearish on gold today? Share your thought. There is a 4-hour candle close coming, and that candle close might be, if you look at that pullback, that I'm looking at the market to show up an upside bias here. What's your thought on gold today? If you look at this lower time frame, you can see there is a this red candle that you can see on the 15 minutes might be bringing an opportunity for us to potentially buy this market, because it's a bull market. So we are looking at this bullish setup here in that market. Now once the market prepare a structure here, we will be using the pending order for an upside bias. Now trading with the trend is very important. If you guys looked at this trade, all right, here is when the market do that, when the market really prepared for a bigger move, it doesn't look back here. This is the trade that just opened and closed with 200p profit after first two attempts were failed, but this one has given massive move back to the upside. Now we wanna implement the similar strategy here for any rejection here is where we are looking at potential bullish entry here in that market. There's a fair value gap and the market is now on a pullback on this lower time frame. This is the 1 hour market structure. And what I'm looking at here, that with this 4 hour candle close, the market to potentially create another new higher high here for this upside bias to the major direction of the trend, because daily market structure is still bullish. And if you look at the weekly, it's almost approaching this weekly level here. So there is a 5 minute candle close here, and that 5 minute candle close that I'm looking at potential bounce here, and once the market prepared for this move back up here, we will be looking at bullish entry to the upside. Are you bullish or bearish on gold? I'm fully buy mode, target 4127. Okay, maybe it is 4 hour sweep and it comes back to goes bearish, otherwise bullish. I think you guys absolutely in the right direction. So this is a bull market now. We saw that there was a breakout structure. And I'm looking at entry from the liquidity gap. So this breakdown that we can see already, it is a potentially a false breakdown. And we need to look at that false breakdown, because that is where high probability trade comes in play. Because whenever there is a false breakdown, there is a potential for a bigger move, right? So that's where I'm looking at. So looking at this level here, we saw there is a reversal again from this support after this break below, and that might bring that market again to potentially retest this 1 hour level. 30 minutes price action, it's a 30 minutes doji, right? So the next candle that 30 minutes going to open might respect this support here, 4089, and sir, where we enter a breakout of trend line after. So already there is a breakout of trend line, all right? So we are looking at, now if you look at this 30 minutes candle closing as a doji, right? Now as a rule of thumb, we could see the next one to fill that upper wick. So try to push 4098. That means to potentially bounce back to 4100. And 4100 could be the next move that you could see the market to hit that level. And lower time frame, here is a breakup structure. We will be using this imbalance to trade. First, you want to see the market manage to break below, and you will be using the, if you look at this high, once the market break this high, we could see the straight going back up to the top here. So that is where we can look at an imbalance of nearly to the upside, 50 to 60 pip back above here. Now we are looking at the market to, if you look at this 30 minutes closed as a red candle, right? So once the candle closed, we might see that lower shadow test and then to potentially revert again back to the upside. Now that being said, here it is a bullish impulse that you can see. And in that bullish impulse, I'm looking at here liquidity grab. All right, so this is a very important resistance line. From here, so we see there is a 30 minutes candle close here, right? Now, the market slowly potentially trying to break that high. So upside bias is high probable until you see the market fully prepared for a bigger move back to the upside. If you look at the 30 minutes candle, you can see it's closed as a bigger impulse to the upside on the 30 minutes. It's a 30 minutes big move back to the upside. But you see that there is a one narrower candle close. And that candle, this support, if you look at the 4089, expecting to be respected, and then the market to potentially return back again to the upside here in that market. Right, so quite a few long week candlestick pattern is being formed here, and we want to see that imbalance to be created in that level here, in this area. So want to see the market is going up and then pushing back again to the upside to create a new higher high. Good morning, and looking at potential bounce back to the upside, we see there is a slowly the price coming back to this support. This is an important support that the price is approaching on the 30 minutes. Good morning. Welcome. In the meantime, traders, if you're enjoying the live session, make sure you like this stream. Have you liked that? And also, don't miss out to subscribe to the channel. We are looking at the best trade setup possible in the market, as we are seeing the volume is back due to the fundamental, and which is only one to like. Thank you. Awesome. It's getting that rejection here. You can see that breaking that high potentially to this imbalance, and that move that you can see, if you look at from this support, we will be using the pending order, so you need to be patient a little bit up here. Okay, so there is a, if you look at, it's a bullish pin bar. Yeah. Now looking at here, you can see this is the 5-minute chart, which is there is a rejection from the support level here. So we enter now? Not yet. I'm looking at the market structure to be created. We want to see a clean imbalance here above this level. Okay, now if we look back here below this level, okay, this is where now new imbalance is being created, and we want to place the pending order in a very important area of value where we can look at the higher possibility for entry. Needs to be clear 4100. Yes, so once the market managed to break this high, most likely we'll see that the market to bounce back to 4100, and I'm looking at there. So placing a pending order here, it's not a market order, so make sure guys you are not placing buy order directly by market. Instead you will be using here that high for potential bounce back to the upside. So anytime the market breaking that low, we will be exiting. The trade is only 43 pips stop loss, and we can't take a bigger profit target for this trade is because the market is approaching a very important psychological level, which is the 4100 and also the weekly high. So we'll be using the buy stop order here. For those who are running a trade with me currently, if you don't want to open, that's completely fine because we are already running a trade. I'm opening another one, but for those who are already running a trade, you can wait for the market to give you another setup. So placing buy stop at 4095.02, putting stop loss at 4090.68, and profit target setting at 4100 4100.82. So if the market goes up, we are on the trade. If not, we will be waiting to give us the correct setup. So place that buy stop order and we might see a bounce back to the upside here. The stop loss is very tight. So in case the market coming down, I will be out with a very smaller stop loss with only smaller risk on it. So I'm waiting to get a trigger. Okay, so the trade is active. The trade is active and we'll be looking to see potential bounce back to the upside here. And so there's a, after breaking this high, might be a false breakout. Come on, that's what I could do more often. This might be stronger liquidity grab again. Might be preparation for a bigger move. It's a lot of false breakout. So got the triggered and so from the 30 minutes perspective here that I'm looking at this market structure on the lower time frame, created a very interesting structure on the lower time frame here. And So we see there is a 15 minutes candle close coming with a complex market structure, and crossing our entry, and we're gonna see that here as this is the 15 minutes price action, and there is a bullish candlestick pattern formation, expecting it to cross that high and then to just entering into our profit area, and wanna see that breaking that high to create a new higher high in that market. Right, so the 5 minutes price action also created a bearish doji, and going back to 4096 could be very high probable, and then to continue to trend back here to create a new higher high. So the narrow consolidation, so the bias looks stronger here, and we see there is a retest of this order block, created a long wick candle that potentially should be showing some bullish impulse unless it has a plan for a bigger drop. This is an advantage of having a very tight stop loss. If we are wrong, we will be exiting very short period of time. If you are right, we will hold it to go back to this profit target. So the 15 minutes candlestick pattern has created potentially bullish price action here, and I'm looking forward to see that the market to break in the direction of the trend. So the direction of the trend is high, is to the upside. I'm gonna secure this one here. In this area, quite a few long candle, and that's an imbalance. Once the market managed to break to the upside, I'm looking forward to go back to 4100. Do you think so? Do you think so that it's gonna be the 4100? Let me know in the live chat. What's your thought on this? 5 minute chart, head and shoulder. Head and shoulder. No, the head and shoulder will be only considered when it is in the trend. Okay, we are looking at the trade in the opposite, like with the trend. Okay, so the trend is bullish. If you look at the major trend is bullish, and there is a breakout structure that has given this market a momentum, right? So we are trading that momentum. Now the bias here, our bias here to the upside. Now the market still can drop down if it creates this false breakout. In that case, we will be out and then we'll be re-entering again to smaller risk. But now, because the trend is bullish, as a rule of thumb, it should be breaking to the upside here. Right? And weak fill crossing that high. So if you look at quite a few long week, smaller candlestick pattern being formed, and if you want to see that potential breakout, and once the market managed to break to the upside here, there's an imbalance at 4097 and above. And that is what the trend is. If you look at, it's maintaining that uptrending market structure. We are on it and looking at that market structure to potentially cross this high. Now when a support or resistance is approached with smaller candles, that's a sign of breakout. Now we taken the trade in the direction of the trend. This is where I always emphasize, guys, when you are opening the trade, always keep in mind that directional bias is very important. Take the trade in the directional bias, even the trade might go completely the other way. But once you keep doing it for over and over again for an extended period of time, for trading in the major direction over the long term, you're gonna be profitable. Okay, that's how trading is. Now here is the market. This is a very narrow resistance line that you can see on the 15-minute chart, and wanting to see that it's breaking that upside here. 5-minute chart. Okay, crossing our entry. Here's the bullish impulse that you can see. It's creating a very narrow zone here in that area. And waiting for a bullish breakout. Welcome. It's the bulls giving up here. It's gonna be off. This might be a liquidity graph here. If you look at it, crossed quite a few candles low and then created this long wick doji. This is a interesting bullish market structure has formed. I have just entirely manipulated. Look at here, you can see it's complete manipulation back below from this key resistance line, and just from the entry point, it has completely broken back below from this entry. We look at that's the market does this, and there might break this support. Entirely from the entry. Now we are looking at the 4-hour candle close, and before the candle close there is a rejection back below, and from the 1 hour also big red candle, and this is a bull market, and I still looking at bullish entry once the market managed to create that pattern properly. Four-hour candle close, and from the daily perspective also it's a bull market. Now from the intraday, if you look at the 4-hour, are you going to see potential breakout here? This is what we are looking at, this market structure. There's another 30 minutes candle close to hit a series of higher low here. So we're looking to now to go for any bullish entry in this area. Okay, so we are looking at the support level for any entry. Now you can see that after break of this, from this high to this support, it's a complete one single break below to the support level, and slowly the market is maintaining that series of higher low. And where we are looking at this market structure potentially to trend back up here, quite a few rejection from this higher price, and let it first drop back below. If we enter, we need to look at a very important support for any bullish entry in this market. There's a consolidation. Also, the market is maintaining this trend line. So this doji that we can see, lower time frame dojis might create a bullish trading opportunity here in that market. DXY going up. So looking at DXY, previous daily candle was bullish pin bar. So far here in this lower time frame, there isn't much volatility. You can see quite a few long week candle. This market might even move in a sideways as NFP coming later this week. If we look at that, will have a completely mirror effect on gold, and gold is from this 4-hour candle that you can see, it is a bull candle which is closed as a bullish with a long wick at the top. Therefore, the possibility on gold here to be still to be bullish. So breaking any of this key support level is where we're looking at potential entry. Now this is a trend line currently we look at, and that trend line is to potentially break below for looking to see that breaking above, because it's a bull market, so always we are looking at upside bias. Gold is currently in a bullish trend, so breaking below here is what we are looking at to cross 4098 or above this high here. Now you can see this is now currently breaking out of the trend line. So it's currently breaking from this support, and there is a fair value gap. All right. So looking at the 4-hour market structure, are you going to see that fill? I don't think so. This is the daily market structure, which is showing that significantly bullish. So from the 4-hour, as the candle has closed, we may see that deeper pullback, and that pullback is what we are looking at a fuel for possible entry. This is the lower time frame price action, complete break to this fair value gap. We're looking at this move. So this is looking at the 5 minutes. It's a significant. This is the 5 minutes break below with a long wick, and that might be now giving a possibility for this one to be a false breakdown. Looking at the daily, this is the daily market structure where we will be looking at look at the 5 minutes that has closed, and this market structure can drop back here, which is the daily support, before it potentially bounce back up. Now the current level that we can look for entry at the daily support, because we cannot trade against the trend. We can't say that we will be buying from here now at the moment, as there is a stronger rejection from the higher price. But how far it's gonna drop will determine when we can look at entry. It might just try to reverse from any of this level here. Depending on how the market structure is creating, we'll be able to enter. Ready for another entry. Now it's on a pullback. If you look at this 15 minutes move, that was pretty big move from here if you look at, and now on a pullback. So if we take the Fibonacci from this low to the high, we are at 38.2% Fibonacci, and with that 38.2% Fibonacci pullback, we want to see the market to come down here and then to return back again to the upside. as I'm looking at. Kind of market structure is forming here in that. If you look at that, is narrower doji, right? Now that might be potentially a trend continuation or reversal. Now I'm not going to sell here because though there is a fair value gap, this is a very strongly bull market at the moment, and at any point you can expect the market to resume its uptrend here. And daily market structure that you can see so far, once the market open after initial pullback, the price has rejected back to the upside here. So any break below is actually bringing the market for another bullish trading opportunity here in that market, and that's what I'm looking at the moment for the price to go up. So here is the lower time frame. If you look at, that's a smaller, narrower area that I'm looking at for potential entry opportunity here in that market. And there's quite a few smaller candlestick pattern that might be from here. If you look at, this is a drop and it might extend little further, testing this key level, could continue to bounce back again. I'm looking at the reversal back to the upside as it is a bull market. So, and once the market managed to do so, we might see the straight going back up to hit any of this high here. So if you look at here, it's getting some kind of reaction in that area. Are you guys ready for an entry? Are you looking to bullish or bearish entry? Can you share your thought? What's your? Is gold is still going until what price? So we are looking at that area here. Can you share your thought here? Let me start with a pool here, and you guys see that pool really gives a clear information. Past weeks, every day we ask questions. The market, in fact, interestingly, the pools come very accurate. What is your thought on gold here? I've initiated a poll. If you guys looked at, share your thought, will be because when majority of the times the market, in fact, reflect the pool results. So here is a lower time frame rejection coming. So we are ready to enter if we see price action confirmation here. Another bullish trade, okay? So if the market done this move and retest that structure again showing rejection, we'll be looking to go long for this potential move back to the upside. In that case, we can expect it to cross 4098 or above this high. And from the daily, it's a bull market. So you're looking at bullish trade setup. Can you cast a vote here to show your bias on gold today? I have posted a poll and looking at that area here. In the meantime, traders, if you're enjoying the live session, make sure you like this stream. Do you like? And also subscribe to the channel if you haven't done yet. Press the notification bell so that you are not missing any of the content that I'm posting every day. And NFP coming this week is significantly important. Right? Patience is key in trading. You won't be able to win all trades, but whenever it comes, you need to look at from a very optimistic point of view so that you can keep winning most of the trade. And there's liquidity gap here. It got reversal. This is what I was talking about. The market, you absolutely will be not able to exactly identify when the market will reverse. When it reverses, it's going to show you some kind of sign and then on a pullback. If you look at the 1 hour, here is the 1 hour market structure. And this candle, if you look at, this is a long wick. Now, if it is coming back again, as the buyers has shown interest, we can look for bullish entry once the market retests that low again back below. So there is a pin bar here that you can see on the lower time frame, and it might now drop again to any of this imbalance here. We might see now deeper in retest of this zone here. And if we see enough rejection in that area, price action confirmation, we can look for going long, keeping stop loss below this low, yet not entering, looking at potential trade setup in that area. We're getting some reaction back above here. And So the 1 hour candle and the 30 minutes. So it has shown a possible rejection of this lower price here, and so potentially the market has tested this support and to go ahead and continue to rise to create a new high. So this is the starting of that move that you can see. From here the market started to move back below, and once the market managed to trend back, expecting it to cross this high here. So this is a high liquidity zone, ready for an entry. So this is the nearest liquidity zone here in that market. So if the price breaking that low here, this is where if we see the one single drop back below to the support, we can look at further bounce back above here in that market, and that's what I'm looking at. Thank you. Welcome. You're getting my point here. So this is still going until the price. Thank you. Now here is the market at, and this is a void here. I think the price needs to close above 4091. So price may not close, but if the market cross this high, we might see that new higher high. So if you look at this trend line now, there's a smooth trend line being created. Sometimes the market moves in a very, very dynamic way that you just need to wait for the market to show up the right setup. So breaking out of this trend line that you can see, this one, that we will be looking at entry. Now currently it's coming back below down here. And before the 1 hour close, we might see another test of this 1 hour price. So if the 1 hour candle retest that and close above, we looking to see the market to continue to rise back above again. So here a couple of bullish price action is being formed if you look at here in that area. And so Gbpjpy news, please explain. .6 CPI, so which has given potentially a boost on Gbpjpy. So some upside bias. It's not gonna be a big market mover. If you look at Gbpusd, you can see that it's a bull market now, and there is a 1 candle drop. So this basically the current price action that you can see on Gbpusd might be creating a bullish impulse here. We'll be coming back to it, but that's of course strengthening Gbpjpy will give also strength on gold as well. Now you can see that it's slowly creating that bullish momentum after retesting this support. And the market structure on gold after forming this double bottom here, this is where the price action is bullish, just broken out of the trend line here. And So it's a bullish engulfer, and deleting all those lines and levels to see freshly the market structure. Now the price tested this support, and from the 4 hour potentially crossing back again to create or to fill that long wick. As we mentioned earlier, from the daily it is a bull market, and that is what we were looking at from the lower time frame. Potentially bullish trend continuation back above here. Just giving a higher possibility for trend continuation. Alright, so it's now fully bullish. Took buy at the close of the bullish M5 hammer. 4085 support zone. That's the market has returned to the direction of the trend, and with this break of this trend line, the market started its move back again above. So that now, so this was a complete fake drop here that you can see, and from the 4 hour, if you look at, it's going to potentially fill that long wick at the top. So this breakdown that you can see with a liquidity graph, and we might see the market now to cross and creating a new higher high. Breakout. That's a bullish trend continuation here now. As NFP coming shortly in next NOI session, not today, tomorrow, we will see that significant move after a big gap of NFP. And so if the market breaks from this structure, now we can look for buying, waiting for a break below. Waiting on a breakout structure here. You can buy at that level now. It has entirely broken back above again with a, this is where, as we mentioned earlier, it was a false breakdown, and that false breakdown has given momentum. We see there is a bounce, pullback. The market is now maintaining this uptrending market structure. Here is the 5 minutes bullish candle has formed, which might now, here is an imbalance to the upside, and as a 1 hour candle close coming. Before the candle close, (15 minutes), it's a big bull candle, and you want to look at entry. So if you look at here, this is an imbalance, and if the market breaks above here, looking at going back to this high. We can place a pending order again shortly once the market shows up. Still not entering. I think that there is a possibility here, a move back above, and we can see the market in that area gap open and break to the upside. Still not enter yet, and just looking to see potential risk reward here. So with this break again, the market has come down for now. Before the 1 hour candle close, we might see that pullback to this 1 hour support, and this break, once the market breaks below here, this breakup structure can give an entry for this market to go back up. I'm looking to see that drop down. You might be able to open buy here. Just looking to see further price action confirmation. This is a bullish price action at the moment. So I'll be going to go long here, keeping the stop loss below this swing low with around 24 pips stop loss, very tight, for the potential break back to the upside here after the candle close. So it's a bullish entry. And again, if you are running any of the previous trade, you can keep running that one. Now here I am long on gold. So placing stop loss at 4091.50, and as the 1 hour candle close coming, I'm waiting to see that potential bounce back up, and it's only 24 pips stop loss. You guys can see that because if the trade is not going in our favor, we will not be running that for any drawdown. And market has if you look at the 4 hour here as well, it's a significant move. And I'm looking at this market to reflect back. So 1 hour candle closing in 5 minutes time, and not move the stop loss, 22 pip minus, that's fine. And we will be re-entering. This is potentially another so the market has nearly tested that 1 hour support. So it has dropped back to this order block here, and this is 4 hour candle closed almost, and it's on the 4 hour support, right? So basically 30 minutes support. It's a very good area now for possible bullish entry. Almost to the 30-minute support, right? So it's almost broken that 30-minute support here. And so I am going to look at here entry again from this level, stop loss below this support here, 59 to 60 pips stop loss, keeping this one little higher profit target. We'll keep the trade running till the end of NY session, and this is on a key support level here at the moment. So long on gold, and the market in a very important support now. And if the market not reversing from here, then it might not reverse at the moment. So it's on a really crucial key support level. It's a very, very stronger breakdown, and to leave those levels and to see that from the 30 minutes, at any point do you see the market to start a potential rejection here? In this market, if we look at the lower time frame, here is from the 1 hour perspective, from this high had a rejection back below from the 15 minutes here that you can see. Very possible to start a bullish move from here, and here will be opening again very tight stop loss here, entry for nearly to 40 pips stop loss, keeping the profit target above here 3 to 1. So if the market breaks that structure here below, then we are out. If it goes up, then we will be taking the full move here. And if it bounces off this level, we should be able to see that potential bounce back up. Now, the market has broken the previous support level here. Most likely it is a complete penetration of this for our market structure. Looking at this market structure here on the lower time frame, we're looking at a reversal trade potentially with the right stop loss, and okay. There's a complete overextension back below, and so we need to wait for today's market to show up the proper pattern. So we are almost nearly to the end of this session. We'll be coming on live on NY session. I'll see you there again, guys, trading. Until that, looking at the price action as NFP coming, we'll be looking to see what kind of market structure it is creating.